248-539-9797. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a little weird one, but it's still under the ruse, and I say ruse for a good reason, of the amateurism that is college football. It is time for our college football blitz. And yes, if you're a fan of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Never good when it starts with this music.
With this song kind of fits what we're talking about. Rico, are you familiar with one Mr. Deion Sanders?
Prime time, or Coach Prime, as they call him now.
At Colorado. Certainly he's put Colorado back on the map.
Has he, though?
Back on the map, not for great success, but for his personality, and people still love them or hate them, but he's polarizing Mr. Prime, Coach Prime. Now, you might think that Coach Prime would have the opposite of what we're going to talk about. But in the world of NIL, where players are getting paid, I think this is actually very fitting. In his team meeting that took place in January, I believe it was, or earlier this month. Yes, we are still in January, Michael. He decided that he's going to tell people there's having wide scoping program changes.
Okay.
Meaning, in addition to rules like you cannot wear other college apparel in the building, there are other rules he's going to make, and there are fines with those rules. Now, some of the other rules include, like I said, team apparel from other schools. And he said,
that kind of makes sense.
As he said, that would be like your lady who you have currently wearing her ex-boyfriend's stuff. How do you feel about that? She's sitting up here with a shirt on that has her ex's name. That's how I feel about that when I see you coming into the cafeteria. You eat our food with your last name on it. Obviously, you wanted to stay there. You should have stayed.
But you know what? But
he's talking about guys who transfer over.
I was about to say, that's a new age problem because you got all this gear that you had last year, and there's no pride in your school. That's just a new job, so I get it.
In addition, cell phones, food, or drink are no longer allowed in team meeting rooms.
You said no food or drink?
Yes, or cell phones in team meeting rooms. So when you're having a meeting, none of that stuff. Okay. But he has also suggested, and these players are getting paid, it's going to be interesting if they can get away with this, fines for players.
Okay, that's funny because I just had this conversation a few days ago with a friend of mine because I said, you know what? Maybe you just start finding players because they're making money. Not something ridiculous like the NFL, but.
Okay, here you go, Rico. If you're late, this is the fines that he has suggested. Late for practice, $500.
Okay.
No show to practice, $2,500.
You know what? It's steep, but I understand it. I get it. It's a business, guys. And now I guess I'd like to know where the money is going. Like if it's all gets put in together and we have a gigantic party
Maybe
at the end of the year.
Maybe it just gets taken out of your NIL.
Or does it go to Deion's pocket?
Yeah. Late to meeting or a film session, $400.
Okay.
No show to meeting or film session, $2,000 fine.
I'm okay with that because I'd like to know why you just no-showed and didn't tell anybody you're not going to be there. Like if you're sick, hey, Kenny, can you tell Coach I'm throwing up, man. I can't make it. I can't do it.
Late to strength and conditioning workout, $1,000.
Huh. Okay.
This is Deion Sanders' penalties for players based on the tardiness he doesn't like. No show to strength and conditioning, $1,500. So late.
So if you're going to miss something, you want to miss lifting.
Yes.
Because that's the cheapest one. Kenny, what do you think about all this?
Cheapest by what? It's still you're spending $1,000 to miss or to be late or whatever it was. It was late to what was it? Strength and conditioning was what?
15. You're late $1,000. No showing is $1,500.
Yeah, I mean it might be cheaper, but still, man. At least it instills some sort of a standard. And like you guys said, this is not the coach I would expect to be putting in these types of strategies.
Good for Deion.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, what if you show up with non-Louis luggage? Do you get fined for that?
Late to treatment, $1,000. No show for treatment, $1,500.
So the late and the no-show seems to be the big fly in the ointment for him, the big bugaboo.
Well, it's consistency. You're late, you're basically costing
or you know what? If
$500 less than if you don't show.
If I'm late, I'll just keep a 50 in my pocket and just pay the person with the I was here on time. Slide the 50 across the table.
Yeah,
head nod, right? Oh yeah, you were on time. There we go.
Violation of team rules, $1,000 to $2,500 based on the severity.
Okay, what's the violation of? I guess
whatever they have team rules.
You
on.
don't genuflex to the statue of my son in the locker room.
Maybe part of the no food in the team meetings. I don't know.
I wonder, can you wear a Shedeur Sanders Cleveland Browns jersey?
Maybe. I don't think so. How about this? Public or social media misconduct.
Okay. Deion, let's just take that one off the board because you're going to be finding yourself. But go ahead.
Rico, what do you think that one is?
First of all, I think it's outrageous because of who we are talking to, who is Mr. Attention Whore himself, that he's going to sit there and say social media, $2,000.
You're close, $2,500 to $5,000 based on the severity. And here's a quote from Deion on this stuff. Profanity needs to stop. I've heard it myself, especially in the dining area. It needs to stop. We're not the only ones in the cafeteria. You need to be respectful and make sure we respect our women. If you get out of pocket and start calling our women by their first name, that's
Not
a problem
by their
with me. Well, he says, and start calling our women by their first name, that's a problem with me. I don't understand what that means.
So I read up a little bit more on that one. It's you're supposed to address them as Miss or Mrs. and then their last name. You're not supposed to say.
Oh, well, come on. That's even older school than me. Unless that's a culture thing that I don't know about.
I mean, unless it's like people who work in the cafeteria.
It's supposed to be staff members he's talking
about. Okay, I get it now.
Okay.
All
right.
All right, that because I'm like,
yeah.
I take a class with her. I'm not calling her Miss Johnson.
But here's the biggest question. I have no problem with this. But since there's no unionization, can he do this?
Yeah, how's he supposed to enforce that?
Yeah.
Well, no, actually you can't. But see, here's the thing. You can because as he will say, and as I've said all for college sports, there's no union, but guys, I don't have to play you. So you don't want to pay your fines? Great. So when your parents and your agents are saying, why aren't you paying my son? Well, he owes about $7,000 in fines. He refuses to pay, so I'm not going to play him. I get that. So can he enforce them? He absolutely can, Stoney. Think of it as your house, your rules. Your house, your rules may be different rules of what the city and the state and the federal government have.
That's true.
But it's your house. And if your kids didn't like it, there's the door.
All right. Thank you, Deion. 97.1.